Hey guys, welcome back to Quick Tips. Today we're going to talk a little bit about adjustment presets in Photoshop and then do a real-world application with it. So what I want to do is I want to take this new photo and make it look like an old photo. And the first thing I'm going to do is go up here to Window and then Adjustments. And this brings up our Adjustments Presets options here. So we have a few basic ones right off the top, but if we hit More, it will give us more options. And I'm going to choose one that's kind of this sepia tone here and make it look like an old photo. Now that's really great, but what I want to do is I want to take it even further. So I'm going to go ahead and do a new layer, and then that new layer I'm going to select all. Now for that I'm just going to use a shortcut CTRL+A or Command+A if you're on a Mac. Go ahead and close my adjustments panel. And then with that all selected, I'm going to go to Generative Fill. And I'm going to type in old paper texture. Here you can see we have an old paper texture and we can go through and choose one we like. I think I'm going to go with this one right here, but we can't see our original image. Well, if I right click on this old paper texture, I can select blending options. Right now it's set to normal, but if I change this to different modes, we can see that this will start to blend with our background. Now, one of the things I like to do is use the arrow key on my keyboard and arrow through the different options. Looking through, I think I like multiply the best, so I'm going to say OK and go with that. Now, one of the cool things about the adjustments that we've already done is that we can change our layer order. So if I move this down, we can see that it's applying that color over the top of this. So if we don't like the color of it, we like the original sepia tone, we can do that, or we can bring it back up through the different layers until we find what works best for us. I like it here on top the best, but I think it's a little bit too dramatic. So I'm going to go to opacity and simply lower that opacity down just a little bit. The great thing about all these features is that if I want to go back to my original image, I can simply uncheck these eyeballs and see the original photo. All of these edits are non-destructive, so we're allowed to go back and forth between making our adjustments, adding in our generated images, and then if we need to, we can always go back to the original based on the needs of the assignment. Well, that's it for this week. Hope to see you again next week for another quick tip.